You're listening to Short History Shorts audio, where history speaks louder than images. The year was 69 AD, and the Roman Empire stood at the precipice of chaos. Nero, the last of the Julio-Claudian dynasty, had taken his own life in June 68 AD after a failed revolt and a Senate declaration branding him a public enemy. His death ended a line of emperors stretching back to Augustus and shattered the illusion of dynastic stability. Into the void stepped Servius Sulpicius Galba, the aged governor of Hispania Tarraconensis, whose name would become synonymous with the opening act of one of Rome's most turbulent years, a year remembered as the year of the four emperors, though in this episode we focus on three: Galba, Otho and Vitellius. Galba's rise began with a calculated gamble. When the governor of Gallia Lugdunensis, Gaius Julius Vindex, rebelled against Nero, Galba initially held back. But as the revolt spread and Nero's position weakened, Galba declared himself not merely loyal to the Senate, but the chosen leader of Rome. His forces, along with those of other anti-Neronian governors, pressured the Praetorian Guard in Rome to turn on Nero. By June 68 AD, Nero was dead, and Galba was marching toward Rome as its new master. But Galba's reputation as a strict disciplinarian preceded him. At 73 years old, he was a veteran of decades of service under emperors from Tiberius to Nero. He prided himself on restoring discipline and financial order, but his refusal to pay the customary donatives to the Praetorian Guard upon his accession was his first and perhaps fatal mistake. The Guard, accustomed to a hefty bonus for their loyalty, felt insulted. Galba also alienated the legions by replacing governors and commanders in key provinces with his own loyalists, often disregarding the preferences of the soldiers. In the capital, his reliance on three close advisers, Titus Vinius, Cornelius Laco, and Icelus Marcianus, fueled rumours of corruption and incompetence. Galba's unpopularity deepened when, in January 69 AD, he adopted Lucius Calpurnius Piso Licinianus as his heir instead of Marcus Salvius Otho, the governor of Lusitania. Otho had been a loyal supporter, harbouring hopes of succession, and this perceived betrayal pushed him toward conspiracy. Otho was not without ambition or means. He courted the Praetorian Guard, offering the donative Galba had refused, and secured the loyalty of several officers. On January 15, 69 AD, as Galba was carried through the Forum on a litter, Otho's conspirators struck. The Praetorians attacked, killing Galba and Piso in broad daylight. Their heads were paraded on pikes, and Otho was proclaimed emperor. Otho's reign began with popular support in the capital and the backing of the Praetorian Guard. But his hold on power was precarious. In the provinces, the legions of Germania Inferior had already declared for Aulus Vitellius, the governor of Germania Inferior, even before Galba's death. Vitellius, a man known for his indulgence and charisma among soldiers, had been acclaimed emperor by his legions in early January. His forces, under generals Cassina Alienus and Fabius Valens, were already marching toward Italy. Otho, aware of the danger, attempted to negotiate, offering to share power with Vitellius, but these overtures failed. In March 69 AD, Otho mobilized his forces and moved north to confront the Vitellian army. The decisive moment came at the First Battle of Bedriacum, near modern-day Cremona. Otho's forces fought bravely, but the Vitellian legions, battle-hardened and numerically superior, gained the upper hand. On April 14th, Otho's army was decisively defeated. In a move that surprised friend and foe alike, Otho chose to take his own life rather than prolong civil war. He was 36 years old. His suicide earned him a measure of respect, even from his enemies, who saw it as a noble sacrifice for Rome's peace. Vitellius now stood as the uncontested ruler. His accession marked a stark change in tone from the austerity of Galba and the brief pragmatism of Otho. Vitellius entered Rome in late April 69 AD, welcomed by the Senate and the people, but his reign quickly descended into excess and mismanagement. Known for his love of banquets and indulgent lifestyle, Vitellius lavished rewards on his troops but neglected the pressing political and financial crises. He replaced key officials with his own cronies and purged supporters of Otho, deepening factional divides. Vitellius's undoing came from the east. The legions of Judea, Syria and Egypt, along with the Danubian legions, declared for Titus Flavius Vespasian, the general leading Rome's war against the Jewish revolt. By July 69 AD, the eastern armies were marching on Italy under the command of Marcus Antonius Primus. Vitellius attempted to rally his forces, but his generals suffered defeats, most notably at the Second Battle of Bedriacum in October. As the Flavian forces advanced on Rome, Vitellius attempted to abdicate in exchange for safe passage, but the deal collapsed amid riots and confusion. On December 20th, 69 AD, Flavian forces stormed Rome. Vitellius was captured and killed, his body thrown into the Tiber. The year of the three emperors thus ended with Vespasian poised to found the Flavian dynasty, bringing a measure of stability after months of chaos. The brief reigns of Galba, Otho and Vitellius revealed the fragility of imperial power when not anchored by legitimacy, military loyalty and political skill. Each had risen on the tide of military support and fallen when that tide turned. Their fates underscored a lesson that would echo through Roman history. In the empire, the sword often decided who would rule, and the loyalty of the legions was the true throne upon which emperors sat.